What's going on today, guys? Um, I got that moon in Libra right now, sun in Leo. I'm gonna pull up the transits actually. I'm gonna look at them. I haven't looked at them today. I know. Who was it? I think it was Saint Uno. He was talking about this one I met yesterday, and he was saying like something along the lines of like giving thanks to your relationships and shit, or like giving appreciation for your relationships and shit, like that Libra Leo relation. Which I feel that. I feel that. They only been in a Leo season for one day. Hmm. Then that Mercury square Uranus is a tight orb, 1 degree. So I guess like hmm. Our minds are learning how to change and express like the new learn how to change, process, and express the new ways of switching up our belief system with the Uranus sextile to Neptune. So like it's very much so like a testing out kind of stage. Like um I feel like right now it could be like very quick to act on impulse kind of thing because of the square aspect between Uranus and Mercury, like creating that inner kind of tension within us to like kind of like express like the new ways of what like how we would relate our stability and dreams and shit and like belief systems, and like it's like the sounding board, like the dive off board, like the Uranus and Neptune being like the base or whatever, right? And then Mercury is just like sending shit out, right? Um, then with that moon in Libra, that's like catering to like the things we would relate to, and like having a sense of harmony with that, like trying to keep a sense of balance with them, like between our reactions to things and stuff like that. But we are being called to act on the new belief system, or like or new type of like different program we put into our subconscious with the Neptune sextile Uranus, and then making that Yod aspect with the moon in Libra and Uranus and Neptune in the Libra Taurus Pisces axis. Yeah. So with our bodies, we're like trying out something new, right? We're seeing if this new routine works out for us in terms of like gaining a sense of security it might not even be like monetarily. It could be like just like a sense of security like within yourself. Like, okay, this routine that I've just created for myself is like it makes me feel like like put together, sturdy. Like I feel like I am me, like just feeling real solid, right? It's that Taurus. And then that Neptune and Pisces, that's like the belief, like imagining like what could be the new types of routines or new types of uh, like practicality thought structures that you like use like throughout your days, right? Um, and then the moon is like giving the acting as like a translator, I guess you could say, between that like internal like dialogue with yourself and like your routines and stuff like that to like the relationships you would be in. And hold on, I'm gonna close the door. Yeah, and damn, I lost what I was talking about. But yeah, that moon being like the relator, right? And like just like testing out what's like going on with the Taurus and Pisces energy. Just by like naturally like responding to things, right? Because if the moon plays out for you as like disharmony and things like that, then you would know that there's something icky about your Pisces and Taurus houses, right? Where you have that at, or something's not working right over there. So like the that funnel of energy that's going to the moon, like it's getting like discombobulated in some areas, right? There's something that needs to be like cleaned up, some screws tightened, loosened. Something needs to be adjusted. But yeah, I'm still on that Mercury square to Uranus, because it's like it might be like play out like Mercury is too quick to let something leave the shop, right? So like before like the new routine or new belief system is like fully calculated, right, and like tested out, like Mercury is already like putting that out, pushing that out there, like to the stage with it being in Leo. Which I mean, I guess it's not really a bad thing, right? Because you could put like prototypes out there and like see see what's actually working, see what has its faults, and see what's good in an area, right? And then you could always just take it back to the workshop. So I guess it just depends on like what you want, how you would want to utilize that energy. Like, would you want to put out something that's not completely like finished, so to say, but nothing's ever finished, right? Um, But yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. I'm gonna go back to the reading now. I feel like I feel like once I have like my own like imageries and thoughts on like literally like a whole bunch of things, then I would start doing transit readings like more like regularly. So that way, because it's always like a bunch of people that like kind of sound similar and like are like repeating the same things, but they're not really repeating the same things. It could just sound like it, but like I don't know. I just kind of want to be in like I really want to have like my own thing that I'm pushing out. You know what I mean? And this is just me like um being in the workshop, calculating, like crafting out my own thing, right? So anyways, Moon and Libra reading, or Libra reading for the Moon and Libra. All right, I'm feeling page 3. Michael Madsen. I feel like I've seen his face before. I don't know who he is though. His face looked familiar. Damn. The first thing I saw was that Sagittarius ascendant. I was like, oh, he's wild. But then Saturn is right there too. So it's like, I'm not sure. Because if it's the Sagittarius ascendant, that's like being naturally being drawn to it and picking up on it's like other people's ways of seeing things, and like other cultures, beliefs, and things like that, and like not being scared to go out and adventure, to go out and travel, to go out and like explore different viewpoints, like outside in like the external world and internally, like not being afraid to like go into the dark waters, really, but with the light though, not like in like a woe is me type of energy. But anyways, let's look at the rest of the chart. Yeah, it's just all fucking close together. That bull energy. Midheaven conjunct Mercury and somewhat Pluto and somewhat Mars. An aggressive speaker, right? Somebody that could like hurt you with his words. Somebody that could like kill you with his words. Somebody that could like destroy with his words. Probably a very, very powerful speaker, very powerful writer, could be. Like the messages that they could convey, like tap into like deeper psychological things that like maybe everybody is feeling with that Pluto Mercury contact, and it's like having that aggression to push it out with the Mars being close to the Mercury in midheaven as well, like him being known for that with that midheaven there. So it's like yeah, he's known for like the words he speaks. Then yesterday when I did a reading, the person also had a Mercury-Pluto conjunction. I don't know. And I was talking about how like Mercury is like Hisate in the story of like Persephone's abduction, and like how like Hisate is the one god that can Hisate being Mercury, the one god that can like travel to different worlds and like actually go into the Hades and then come out as well. So like going into like the deep dark waters of like the collective psychology, you could say. There was this interesting about like Pluto being discovered. It got discovered around like World War II, and whenever a planet is discovered, that's like whenever a piece of consciousness within us is like identified, right? And so they give reference to it outside of us in the stars. So so you think about like World War II, like there's a bunch of like that like hate and things going on in the world, right? And like you could say like racism or whatever, and like a lot of that stuff being brought to the light, right? Fucking nuclear bombs, bro, that's plutonic. Like the ability to destroy mass things, plutonic. So like his mind like would naturally go to like those dark places, right? Would be like naturally drawn to that. Like wanted to get to the root of things, wanted to like know like the deep motives of things, wanted to like know how, why, yeah, how and why something came to be, how and why something worked. Um, and with that Mars conjunct the Sun, that's like that's very like hot energy, like um, like he would come in like be blazing, right? Like he'd come and be hot, right? Like the actions he would take and like the things he would want to do was very much so like on a war path, you know, like damn. And the way he would see the world, like the lens he which he saw the world was through like a war path type lens, which only made his that Mercury Pluto conjunction like even more like powerful, because like seeing the world through like that war type lens, and like seeing everything as like could be like an attack towards him, or like seeing everything like he has to seeing things that like seeing things in a way that he has to attack it, right? So like anything he would want to do, he'd attack. Anything like he would want to like go conversate with, attack, right? And then through that like motion, right, through his ways of like going out after things, like that Pluto Mercury would be like a laser pointer or something, like it's like right there on it, like putting the pressure on something, like really trying to like weasel in and dig deep into something. I like to think of Virgo as like vines. So like, you know how like vines grow like into cracks and crevices of things, and like they get everywhere, right? So think of like a laser vine, like something that's like very pointy, very sharp, very like it hits what it hits, and like it means to hit that, and like it'll like it sizzle through, right? So think of like a vine like that, or it's but like a sped up vine because of Mars being there. So it's like one that grows like some poison ivy type shit. It's like excuse me, but yeah, like something like that. That's how that energy would play out. And then damn, and that Jupiter being close to his sun too, that's like that only expands everything I've been talking about, cause like his sense of self like was inflated, and like that lens which he saw the world through was inflated. So like, bro, he probably got in like hella fights, bro. You know, after I said that, it made me like kind of second guess it due to Saturn being right there by his ascendant. That's like the restriction on his personality. But that even makes it play out just in a different manner, because of like he would still be feeling all that like type of like war type like rage type energy that like needs to be directed somewhere, right? But then it's coming through his personality of like seeing like other people's viewpoints and things like that, not being afraid to like go out and do like literally whatever. But with Saturn being there, that's like the restriction on that type of like venturing out type of energy, the type of traveling type of energy mentally. I mean internally, same shit, but and externally. Like Saturn being there like tries to make it like more composed, right? So probably could have been like a father figure, or like some type of whatever type of authority he came into in his life that restricted his ways of relating to people, his ways of just his personality, right? Shit, it's probably good they did that, because all that all that rage type and war type energy he has right there in the top of the 10th and 11th. But it plays out even interestingly because his sun is in Libra, right? And Libra is like um typically correlated to like keeping balance and like harmony and things like that, right? So he would probably like, oh, he would probably like pick up on things that like aren't like in balance, right? Let's say somebody's getting picked on or somebody's picking on him, right? Like that's not in a balance, right? The energetic levels are like more like somebody's up here and somebody's down here. So with all that like war type energy, that war path energy, and like that laser vine type energy, that like that strong focal point, like he'd probably fight for justice type energy. Yeah, Libra justice, yeah. Probably like a justice warrior. Um oh, and his moon's in Libra too. Conjunct Neptune? Wow. Yeah. So his internal world was like more like elusive and like slippery and like very imaginative and like just like basking in his like own soup of imagination, right? Like that meme picture of Vegeta where he's like in the water just like floating. That kind of energy, right? That's what his like internal world like likes to do. Um, but before I said that, I was thinking about like because Moon represents like the mother in the birth chart, and Saturn is like typically the father, or just like whoever took those roles in their life. But that plays out interestingly because like the mother would be like somebody that's like either like a very spiritual type or like delusional religious type, or just like maybe has high ideals for him, right? Like you should be this, this, and this, and this, whatever. Like high expectations, right? Well, that kind of fits because with that Saturn on the ascendant, the father being like restrictive of the personality, like putting boundaries on things he can and can't do. So like that mother type and father type relationship, it plays out like kind of like a cage type of energy, I would say, which Sagittarius does not like. you know? And then, huh, you know, the Moon Saturn contact, it's not really a sextile, but I'm gonna talk about it like it's a sextile just for the sake of this. Because it's still in the sextile signs, right? Just by degree, it's not really. But, it might be semi-square. Anyways, that still plays out kind of like a sextile in my mind. But, yeah, that Moon Saturn contact plays out like there was a bunch of opportunities for him to be like emotionally squandered. I don't know if that's a word, but like emotionally like smushed down, right? Emotionally like kept in a building. Emotionally like somebody that would like build up walls or something like that, right? Probably building up walls to keep his waters of imagination in with that Neptune conjunct the moon, and like not want to let anybody tamper with those waters, right? But it's also like craving that type of like connection because the Saturn craves whatever it touches, and like it wants to build there. But I could see like it probably started off like building walls first so that nobody could come in, and not like building on like the type of imagination, type of relationship and emotional connection that he would want, right? I mean, which he would eventually get to, right? Hopefully. um, because that's what Saturn wants you to do. Like, it wants you to build what it touches, and like not just have like walls around whatever it is that it touches. Like, it wants you to put in the work. Or you made that Saturn so you could put in the work, right? Because you picked this. But damn, I gotta piss. I'ma hold it. When I was talking about that like emotional type connection he would have and like crave, right? The type of like emotional intimacy he would like to crave, like to have. I was gonna say like that is part of it, like his path in life to be like more of like a harmonious type individual with that North Node Venus conjunction, right? So like his path of like evolutionary growth, his path of like spiritual growth and things like that would be around like Venus type energies, right? Like tapping into more of like making compromises with people, being like fair, balanced, being appreciative, being grateful, being like somebody shows appreciation, things like that. But with it being in Scorpio, that's like where Venus falls or is debilitated. I get confused on the word sometimes, but it is debilitated in Scorpio because it's at home in Taurus, right? Like it's giving more love to like deep emotional connection, deep emotional desires, like and like craving that. That's not the right word to use. Not craving it, but like being like manipulative to get it, right? To get that type of deep like passion with people, to get that type of deep like those type of deep rapport, deep relationships with people, right? So that's it playing out like kind of negatively, right? But that manipulation thing, that could be like that doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Like it just be like on a psychic level, like you know what somebody wants and like you like if handled in like a good way, it's like just being able to build an environment that like where y'all would both like benefit from, right? And just like having the knowledge of like creating that environment, because that's all manipulation is, like knowing how to create the environment for something to happen, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it's probably that learning process of like giving appreciation and like being harmonious to things that would be like kind of hard for him due to him having that warpath type of lens, how he sees things. And then for sure with him having that Uranus square to Venus, right? So it's like a unusual type of love nature, right? So those are the people that like you could, also I've heard, like could live on like what do they call that? Like a commune, like a community living type thing, where like they'd be like, I don't know, having a garden or some shit, like living in a trailer park type shit. But or just like not conforming to like the social norms of like relationships, not conforming to the social norms of beauty, not conforming to the social norms of like what one should value in life, like what one should give their attention to, like yeah, I like that, because I could play out like that could play out like like giving appreciation to like how I was talking about earlier, like deep emotional connections and things like that, right? And like that's more so what he values, more so than like superficiality and like relationships, like not being with somebody just because like they look good or something like that, right? Um, like being with somebody because like they really interest you, being with somebody because like um they pluck that weird string inside of you that nobody else could pluck, right? Um, then I was thinking, after I had that thought, I started thinking about that square playing out between like the Leo Scorpio energies, and like him being probably into like some freaky shit, like some expressive type freaky shit, like some fucking like I don't like probably like you know those things where like they be like tying people up and shit, and like anyways let's talk about something else. Yeah, he's into that, bro, probably. um Damn, and Chiron in Aquarius, opposite Uranus. I feel like he needed that war type of lens, because I kind of get the feelings like he was might have been bullied or something with that Chiron in Aquarius. Like his wounds is around like the collective thought, right? So it could be like and collective Aquarius represents like groups and things like that, like associations. It could be like a group of people like kind of like maybe like outcasted him, because Aquarius also deals with like alienation and things like that, and like being separate from the group. But yeah, and then having that trine to Jupiter and the sun, so like that flow of energy like was could happen easily, right? like like it was easy for him to pick up on like his where he would be wounded at, right? So probably like in his like own individual thoughts, like compared to like whatever type of groups he was around growing up and like in his early adult life, things like that, like it was different, and like he might have been like prosecuted for that, and then through that like type of like prosecution and things like that, he had to build his own like belief system on the world, Jupiter, and like how like he interpreted his experiences and things like that. So like it could play out like positively or negatively, right? Like him being down on himself, or him like more so solidifying himself in and like his own ways of thinking, and like being like, nah, you know what, I'm the shit, fuck whatever they're thinking, whatever they're talking about, right? But actually I don't think it could have played out like both, right? Or the is former the first one or the latter the first one, I don't know, but the first idea I was talking about like probably played out like that in his early life, but then the second idea I was talking about, him being more solidified in himself, it probably played out like later on in life, or just like whenever he learned that lesson, maybe when he was a teenager, something like that. But I was saying that due to that Saturn squaring Mercury, and like so that's like anytime he would talk, anytime he would like try to like get to the roots of things, try to get to the depths of things, there was Saturn right there being like, no, you can't do it, no, you can't do it, no, you can't do it, like, or you're not doing it right. Like pretty much like second guessing type of energy. So like, because Saturn wants you to like be very like factual, be very like have the structure that you're trying to present, like be very sturdy, right? So like the whole time in which he was trying to think and express things and like communicate things, Saturn was being like a fact checker, like with everything he would like think and like say, right? And that's more of like an internal type thing that would be going on because it's the square. And then but with that, like, he did know how to like construct his mind like very sufficiently after a while of like him working with that square, right? Like, and he could probably like call bullshit out like very easily because he went through all that like mental gymnastics, like him like fact checking himself, him like second guessing himself, him like making sure like he's like 100% right on things before he presents it, right? And then, but Saturn and Mercury contacts could also play out like controlling with the voice, controlling with the communication. So instead of like him being like controlling over his own mind, he could be like controlling the communication of like what's around him with his like own communication, right? Being like an overpowering type of individual, which he could very well be with all that like war type lenses he has on himself and that Pluto conjunct Mercury. Damn, I gotta piss. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. So yeah, this dude was like a very powerful speaker, and like, but it probably took him a little bit of time to reach that. And like his path in life was like knowing what to go to war for, which he kind of already knew due to him being a Libra and like him like seeing balances play out in like power and control things like playing out like throughout his life, so which he already kind of knew. But I would say like more so like learning how to be a little bit more compassionate towards like people's darker emotions and things like that, with that Venus North Node conjunction in Scorpio in the 12th too. So that's like in the 12th, that's like I heard this from Gemini Brown, I think I said it in another video. It's like the planets in the 12th, or people with 12th house energy, have like came here to learn how to be more compassionate, things like that. So like you see that playing out very much so in his chart. But yeah, I gotta piss, bro. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. This has been practice number 11. Thank you, bye. Damn.